What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Quite the daily close for Bitcoin. My goodness, guys. Big things are on the way because of that. But first, quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Descent Self Custody Wallet, guys. Get yours today. Use our link down below. Get a great deal. Get your biometric wallet, your Descent card wallet, and much, much more, guys. Not your keys, not your coins. All right, let's go have a look at the Bitcoin chart. What's going on? Boom. Looky, I got hooky. What do we have? Check it out, guys. Right, look how perfect this is. Right inside the golden pocket that I laid out here. What did I lay this out like yesterday, the day before, something like that? Absolutely flawless. Sorry, not flawless. It wicked above by $180. So yeah, I'd rather be wrong to the upside than wrong to the downside, right? Look at that candle, guys. Absolutely beautiful. We broke through that $1.2 billion sell wall like a hot knife through butter. You absolutely love to see that. So we closed right around that 103,289. You want to know how funny this is, guys? For a bullish close on the daily time frame, we needed to close above $97,000. We absolutely wrecked the bullish hope. We wrecked it, right? Completely smashed through, closed above 100, above 101, all the way up to 103,300 and something dollars. Fantastic. Now, here's what I would say, guys. Don't be shocked if for a few days we see a bit of a correction. We could even come back down and retest 100K or something like that as support. But expect to see at least a little bit of consolidation here before we continue up. I mean, look how much we've moved up in just a short amount of time, right? So we could do something like this. See how we had this bull pennant, right? For what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. And then we broke to the upside. Formed another bull pennant for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days, before 2 weeks. And then we broke to the upside again. So will we see another bull pennant form here? Maybe another week or two in this area before another move to the upside. But like, guys, absolutely flawless. I told you guys, tracking the M2 money supply. And again, guys, you know me. I don't say this to toot my own horn, but like, I'm not pumping my own tires here, but you know, this is why you subscribe to the channel, right? I mean, let's pull up the Bitcoin chart. We have been tracking this M2 money supply correlation to Bitcoin, right? And I told you guys around the 10th of the month, around the 10th of May, we would start moving to the upside. Go back and watch the videos if you don't believe me, right? I know most of you guys heard me say that, but and here we are, guys. Like, look at us moving very, very nicely. Now, this is on the 80-day correlation. We're continuing our way up. We've kind of attached to the 80-day correlation here. But what is the M2 money supply doing right now anyway? I want to bring that down. Let's have a look. Is it pumping right now? Why is it not? There we go. Whew, look at that spike in the M2 money supply. They came back down again. Man, I think we're going to continue up on the M2 here, guys. I really, really do. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's bring this back, though, to the... let's bring it, yeah. So like, we still have a whole bunch of road left here, guys. I mean, at this rate, if we top somewhere close to where the M2 money supply is topping, we're looking at $148,000 Bitcoin, right? Now, that's obviously not immediately, right? That is over the course of what? Where are we now? If we continue being tracked to the 80-day, that brings us from here. I mean, we would top at this point around July 25th, right? So close to the end of July. So we still have 2 months. It would take us 2 months to get there, right? Nice. Look at this big leg up here, guys. Very, very nice leg up. Somewhere around $115,000 to $118,000 in this range. bit of a correction right here. And just like you see here, we have a little bit of a correction here. So we may see that little bit of a correction back down to like 100, 101, whatever. And then we got another correction deep in here, right? Might bring us back down to 109,000 area. And then another leg up, right? And then another little correction, and then another leg up. So if this continues to stay correlated, we'll probably start working the next big leg up around the 21st of the month, 20th to the 21st of the month. Or it may continue to just go. But if it stays correlated to this, around the 20th, we should see that next monster leg to the upside right here, right? So things are looking absolutely super fantastic, right? I wouldn't have it any other way, guys. Wouldn't have it any other way. Super amazing. We got some super chats to get into. We got one anyway. Eddie, my guy, my dude, congratulations on yet another lucky call. Yeah, just horseshoes, man. Horseshoes, brother. Absolutely. Stars, welcome to the family, my friend. Welcome to the family. Good to have you here. Good to have you. All right, let's get into the chat a little bit. See what everybody's up to tonight, man. Feeling good. Bulbasaur in the house. First Pokemon of the day. J Money. What's up, family? Good to see you, brother. Your boy in the house. Up, up, and away, my dude. Beast mode locked in. Beast mode ignite. Anyone pick up Verasity on the weirdo dip? Thanks. Yeah, Rob, I got some Nadix today. Nice. Good dude. Nice, nice, nice. We're going to have a look at what's going on with Verasity today, actually. William, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. Lawrence Zebek. Mary, hello, Rob. You did it again. 101 to 103 Bitcoin. Bingo. Absolutely. Snap, crackle, pop, baby. Snap, crackle, pop. Made so much money already since I found you, Rob. Thank you so much. Hey, no problem, brother. No problem. That's what we do. That's what we do. Matt, markets looking good. Did Verasity rug? No, Verasity did not rug, but we are going to have a look at what the speculation is around Verasity in this live stream. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Doesn't cost you a dime, nickel, penny, nothing, niente, not a thing. So go ahead and smash that like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, guys. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Isaac, my dude, Lickatong in the house. What's up, buddy? You were right again. Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky again. I was lucky again. Lord of the Realm, what's up, man? Good to see you. Great close today on Bitcoin, Rob. I think I talked to you more than any of my friends or family members. Well, Mike, I would be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I would judge you if you didn't talk to me more than I kid. Yeah, guys, it's funny because I remember perfectly. There was a person when Bitcoin was 74K, when we touched down at 74K, which we called, there was a person in the comment section who said this to me directly. They said, bro, stop telling people to DCA. You're going to get them wrecked. We're going into a bear market. It's funny because I don't see that person here anymore, right? It's funny how these people, they come and they say these things, right? And then when they're wrong and you're right, where are they? They're gone, right? They don't have the cojones to show up and admit they're wrong and apologize for their statements, right? So, because, I mean, really, as a man, you should probably do that, right? I mean, Rob, what do you think about the Bitcoin pi end of cycle indicator? I was watching some videos and they were saying that they were really accurate in the last 4 cycles. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. They have been extremely accurate in every cycle. Beebs, my dude, what's up, man? Let's go. My guy. What's up, man? Just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Following you has always made my bags grow to increase numbers, and I'm now ready for financial freedom to come. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Rob, your take on Ben Cowan saying Bitcoin leads liquidity, if you happen to catch that. I didn't see it, but what I would say is that Ben Cowan is a Bitcoin maxi, and you can never take anything a Bitcoin maxi says seriously, no matter how intelligent they may seem. you know, intellectually, book smarts wise and stuff like that, because their opinions and what they're showing you is they're cherry picking statistics and metrics that are going to point to what they want it to point to, and that is Bitcoin only and Bitcoin up, right? Bitcoin's the most important thing in the entire planet. Sell all the oxygen in the world and buy Bitcoin and you can suffocate to death. That's what a Bitcoin maxi would tell you to do. So I would never, ever, ever take anything a Bitcoin maxi says as wise advice. We're talking about people here who are, who like I've said, I've gone on this rant before, okay? Let's say 11, 12 years ago, Bitcoin maxis were people like you and I who took a risk on a very, very, very micro cap gem, micro cap coin called Bitcoin, right? They took a risk, a big risk, right? High risk, high reward. It was a fraction of a penny and they bought it, right? And so they took that giant risk and they held it and they held it and now they're rich, right? So now what they're doing is they're telling you who are buying altcoins that you're stupid if you do the exact same thing they did all those years ago and invest in a higher risk altcoin that could bring you the same life-changing wealth that Bitcoin brought them. No, 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 no. You shouldn't do what they did. You should just buy Bitcoin because they already hold it and it will pump their bags. So while they get 2-3x's on their millions and millions of dollars, you get a 2 or 3x on your $10,000 and they're fine with that. I would never take anything a Bitcoin maxi says seriously. You the man, Rob. Let's go. Yo, what's up, Rob and Crypto Fam? What's going on, Shane? Good to see it. Nia's in the house. As tough as it got, your clarity and conviction gave me the confidence to stay in the game and help me keep perspective and peace of mind. Thank you, Rob, for the constant reassurance. Nia, I always got your back. Also, go Leafs, go. Let's LFG. Is this? It's this the beginning. In the beginning. In the beginning. Super satisfying watching your calls play out right on target. Hey, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. It's like a cold glass of Coke. Coca-Cola Classic, I mean. Hey, Rob, I believe I have what you had. Oh, no, man. That's not good, brother. Yeah, you know exactly what I was going through, man. I was still trying to make content. It's horrible, eh? I hope you get better, brother. I hope you'll be in my prayers, man. I don't want Lambo. I'll settle for a new Honda. Thanks for the valuable content. Hey, no problem, Hugo. Absolutely. Spencer, my dude, Bitcoin is cooked. It's a rug pull. I'll recommend a safe bank. Yeah, exactly. Clint, what's up, buddy? Your calls have been on point. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Zebek back up 12%. Yeah, Zebek's climbing too, guys. Absolutely. It's not even Zebek is not in the red anymore. Everything's up. Over the top. What's up, man? Ready for our one-on-one later? Nice. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Going to do the one-on-one shortly after this live stream ends. Your boy, my girlfriend Sarah wanted me to send you a super chat to say thank you for making me pre-rich. Hey, no problem, man. And you tell her I said thank you so much for being thoughtful. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I am DDFINI. Cool, man. Cool. Just join the Patreon today, says Terry. Nice. Welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the family. Ceiling fan. Hey, Rob, what's your call for Jasmy? When can you see it us above 2 cents? Should be pretty soon. Should be pretty soon. All the altcoins, as long as Bitcoin continues, if Bitcoin continues to stay up where it is now and even just consolidate in the range that it's in now, altcoins are going to continue to melt their way up now over the next week or two while Bitcoin consolidates. They're going to slowly try to keep up with it, right? So don't be surprised to see there will be minor corrections along the way, obviously, right? You're not going to get 16 green days in a row, but I mean, you know, they're going to slowly melt their way up. So pretty soon, man. Hey, Rob, as of right now, is it better to start a TARS AR bag or Terra? That's tough, man. TARS AI pumped really, really hard today, man. Really, really hard today. It really, really did. It's a coin flip, man. 50-50. Telly. Thank you, Rob. Once again, you showed up and showed out. Hey, thank you so much, man. Babes, Rob, I believe I remember you saying that the last cycle basically kick-started when China started stimulating their economy. Coincidentally, China announced that they're stimulating their economy. You're absolutely right, Babes. I said that multiple times. It wasn't even a lot of people missed that. They thought that the bull run and altcoin season wasn't going to start until the U.S. started printing money. But in actuality, the 2021 parabolic phase of that bull run started when China started stimulating their economy first, which is not a shock because, I mean, this asset is a global asset, right? So it's not really revolving around what the U.S. does, but the U.S. being one of the largest economies alongside China. I mean, and you saw the U.S. is also buying bonds, right? So everything is looking hunky-dory, man. The rejection of the stable bill, I think, is a good thing. Well, the funny thing about that, Funky, is that no one's even really talking about that. It's funny. It's not even really making front page news. And that's because we have so much other macroeconomic stuff going on right now. We have got the U.S. and China meeting over the next 4 days. We've got about this tariff situation. We got the EU coming to an agreement with the U.S. about their tariff situation. That was huge news today, right? You've got the Fed. Everybody's watching for the Fed. They're buying bonds now. China's printing money. It's only a matter of time before the U.S. starts printing. So we're starting to see these things winding up. So that bill is actually kind of like, I haven't really seen many people talking about it. Really, I covered it this morning, but yeah, it's very interesting that it's just not front page news. So Flo Rick, what's up, my guy? Good to see you, man. Rob has big cojones. Ty, what's up, man? Watching on the 75-inch. There you go, man. There you go. I'm on TV, y'all. Do you think XRP is going to settle down tonight? I want to buy more, but want to get it a little lower than what it is currently. I mean, listen, there's going to be corrections, but for all I know, the market, like with this daily close that we just had on Bitcoin, we could see the market really, really pump more tonight, going overnight and into tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked to see that. This was a massive daily close for Bitcoin, right? So it's hard to say, man. Ben Cowan, too much brain, too small muscle. Puny God. Go Leafs, go. Absolutely. How about them Leafs? Yes, man. Two more. Man, I don't want to jinx it, but wouldn't a sweep be absolutely amazing? I mean, and I say that because, you know, I watched a lot of the interviews and stuff like that after Florida beat Tampa. And there was a lot of pompous attitude and like, you know, like almost like they were taking for granted, like they're just going to plow their way to another Stanley Cup and it's going to be no problem. So wouldn't it be poetic justice almost for them to get swept or lose in 5 in this round? That would be absolutely amazing, right? I'm hoping, I'm not expecting the Leafs to win the next game on tomorrow. I think that the crowd's going to be insane in Florida probably. But what I'm hoping for, all I'm expecting or all I want is a split down in Florida. If they can split and come back to Toronto 3-1, man, it's hard to say that they're going to go up 3-0 in a series against Florida. That's crazy, right? But it's possible. We'll see. But I would be satisfied with a split, to be honest with you. I totally see Warren Buffett achieved his wealth for being negative. Yeah, Warren Buffett became a multimillionaire because he was on X every day telling people that their stocks were S stocks, right? And calling Microsoft a rug pull and stuff like that. Nice. Jasmine fighting that 1 cent 8. We need a breakthrough. Hey, could happen tonight, man. In my opinion, I thought it was important to see ETH start to pump today as well. Yes, ETH is up 20%. 20% for Ethereum today. Fantastic. You know what? Let's look at the Ethereum chart. We don't look at the Ethereum chart that often. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a looky-loo. All right, so look at this downward trajectory we have been in for quite some time, guys. Wow, bum, 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 bum. We seem to have our breakout. Look at that, guys. Look at that. So we broke out of this downtrend, finally invalidating the downtrend. We got a nice daily close above the 100-day SMA, which is fantastic. The 30 days moving its way up. We should get a golden cross sometime in the next 4 or 5 days on the daily time frame here for Ethereum. So looks good, man. Looks fantastic. This can be one hell of a move to the upside for Ethereum, in my opinion. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't be surprised though. A little bull pennant here action would probably be expected. Little bull pennant here before another move to the upside. Wouldn't shock me. No stable bill equals we stay wild, wild west. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, we never had a stablecoin bill in any of the other cycles, and altcoins did perfectly fine, right? So anyone saying that because of this bill is not passing, that somehow there's not going to be an altcoin season, they're drunk off their asses if they think that. Because, well, how do you explain every other cycle there being an altcoin season with no bill, right? Now all of a sudden we need this bill, or else there's no. The only thing that this bill affects is whether institutional investors buy altcoins. That's it, right? And at the end of the day, to be honest with you, institutional investors buy OTC. And when you buy OTC, it does not affect the price of the project. So who cares whether they buy it or not? They're not going to pump your bags. They're buying it over the counter, right? See these little things that I see these other content creators, they leave these details out. And they're just like these moon boy stuff to make you feel more bullish than you should be by saying, oh, BlackRock's going to buy Solana. Okay. Yeah, they're going to buy it. OTC, which means, if you don't understand what OTC means, guys, it's over the counter, which means they buy it from an OTC desk, directly from the OTC desk, and they buy it below market value. Okay. And when they buy it below market value, it does not increase the price of the project. So whenever you see Michael Saylor and Strategy bought a bunch of Bitcoin, they bought $30 million in Bitcoin today. And you're sitting there going, well, why did the price of Bitcoin not go up? It's because they bought it OTC. It doesn't affect the price, right? So on one hand, it's bullish that they're interested in these assets, but at the same time, when they're buying it OTC, it doesn't affect the price of the project. So who cares? Right? ZBEX pumping a bit. Yes, it is. Up 10%. With ETH lagging, and if it does not perform to expectation, will it hinder Jasmy since it's an ERC? No. I mean, yes and no. But Ethereum I just showed you, Ethereum just broke out. So it's not really lagging anymore. It's starting to catch up. It will slowly start to catch up. You said 102K by the end of the month, not 103 tomorrow. I want my money back. I apologize. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Ceiling fan, when do you think BTC dominance drops a lot? Probably not till later in the summer. Probably not till later in the summer, in my opinion. River, what's up, man? Never say sweep or yeah. That only counts when the game is actually on, right? When the game is playing. They're winning tomorrow. Hey, I hope so. From your lips to God's ears, my friend. Dadsky, obligatory algo pump comment. There you go, brother. Thank you so much. BTC dominance dropping a little bit. Yeah, it's because altcoins are performing. Lily, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Seen on X. that Missouri had a bill that passed their House going away to yeah, I think I saw that earlier today too. Mewtwo, Restful Mind. Hey guys, get on the Patreon. Rob the Legend with the crystal ball. Thank you for everything. Hey, no problem, brother. Potential soon to be no capital gains tax in Missouri. That would be epic, man. That would be epic. Interesting. Can we still get big pumps 200% without BTC? Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can. We can get way bigger than 200% pumps without Bitcoin dominance dropping. Way bigger. And even if we only pump 15, 20, 30% a day every day, right? It's going to they're going to slowly, altcoins are going to slowly melt their way upwards following Bitcoin's price action. They just take longer, right? So what Bitcoin does in a day, altcoins will do in like a week and a half or 2 weeks. But as long as Bitcoin like moves up and consolidates where it is, altcoins will continue to climb. Oh, wouldn't that be epic? Wouldn't that be epic? All right, so let's get into some of the updates. What do we have? All right, so Mr. T understands if he loses the bond market, his whole agenda goes in the wastebasket.
Now with more on the markets, Joe Amato, Neuberger Berman Group president and chief investment officer. The firm has that $500 billion in assets under management, but they're trying. You're working hard. You want to do the trillions in sight,
trying,
right? Maybe
trying to do right by clients.
Maybe you do it in capital appreciation this year if they listen to you. You know,
this is a tricky time in markets, right?
We've had a kind of a crazy bounce back.
Yeah.
That no one maybe was expecting. I don't know if it was right to sell at the bottom. Obviously not. But now I don't know if it's right to buy after we've come back this far.
Yeah. We actually upgraded our view on global equities right after the sell down. So
did he just say he's not sure if it was good to sell at the bottom? Figure it out, bud.
After that April 2nd.
You did like April 3rd or 4th or something?
That Monday. That Monday. So we got fortunate on the timing for sure. But we've seen a bounce back in markets.
Was that your idea, Joe?
That was our collective best thinking.
Were you pushing back on it and saying you're a fool?
I was.
You're not going to.
We're all holding hands on it.
I don't want to know. It was a consensus. All right.
But you've seen some good news on tariffs. So after the initial shock, if you will, you've seen incremental good news. You've seen some hard data that has held in there. The economy has proven to be resilient. Mm-hmm. So markets have reacted to that. I think it's a tricky time though because you've still got lots of things on the come. There's a lot of things going to be coming together over the next couple of months, right? There's this UK announcement is the tip of the iceberg, if you will, because I think you've got to see a lot more than just to deal with the UK.
I mean, you have seen the administration not necessarily respond to the market sell-off, but there's been times where the market was craving some good news and we got the pause. Market's craving a trade deal and we're going to have one maybe announced today. If the market does too well, does that cause the administration to take a tougher stance? And because they say, look, we're back to where we were, we don't need to worry.
I think the bond market is the key, right? I think what drove, in my view at least, the pause on that, was it April 9th, was you started to see real volatility in the bond market. And I think this Treasury Secretary understands, and I think the President understands, you lose the bond market, your whole agenda goes in the wastebasket because you've got deficits to finance, you've got a tax cut, you've got a lot of things that depend on rates staying anchored, particularly on the long end. So we're watching that very closely. Certainly the better equity markets do, you'll have a sense that maybe we have more leverage. The worse markets do. I think the administration, frankly, from a negotiating standpoint, probably does have less leverage. And as much as it may say we don't look at markets, it's hard not to look at markets and what the aggregate of us are expecting for economic activity.
The UK, it's been pointed out by many people, is not a big problem for the U.S. And I don't know what do we import? Bangers and mash or something, or shepherd pie?
Well, they're not
farm
even
holdings. There are a few, but it's not. Look, but if we get a series of deals like this, with China still intransigent, let's say, is China the big one that we need?
I think a lot of this is about China, and UK is not even in the top 10 of our trading partners when you look at aggregate exports and imports. Nonetheless, it's important, and it's a piece of good news. But Mexico, Canada, China, Europe, Korea, South Korea, and Japan are the major trading partners that, we would expect to see some developments with respect to the deeper allies, if you will, of the U.S. as it relates to either China. I think that's really a separate issue.
Yep.
I think that's going to be a much more complex negotiation. There are talks going on this weekend. We'll see. Our expectation there is you'll see a ratcheting down of what spiraled, but you're still going to have significant tariffs on China.
What's more worrisome today? That inflation is still a problem, or that the tariffs have caused a lot of uncertainty and we're going to get a slowdown?
Much more worried about the uncertainty caused. You're seeing it with companies while they're reporting reasonably earnings.
The Fed should have cut yesterday.
I think the Fed is in a tough spot, right? You've got forces that are going to be pushing up prices in the context of tariffs. You haven't seen the weakness yet in the hard data.
No.
A lot of the soft data has gotten weaker.
So we'll see it in the hard data?
I think you'll eventually see it in the hard data if you don't have much change. I think as you get into
next month,
into the second quarter and the third quarter, a lot of the delayed capital allocation decisions that we're seeing out of companies right now are going to start to take effect.
So it's coming.
I think it's inevitably
Winter's coming.
And that's why our
summer.
expectation is you are going to see some cuts from the Fed, but later this year, maybe starting this summer.
All right.
Let's
You
go.
haven't reversed your decision that all the other people made that to stay to go. No, you were
With spec equities.
Yeah,
Look, I think you're going to be in the trading range until you see a greater clarity
We're
of
at the
what the
high end-
pathway is.
we're at the
I think
high
we're at
end
the higher end of it.
the trading range.
Cuts this summer. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. I volunteer. I volunteer. All right, what else do we have? Mecca. That's wild. Mr. T said, buy stocks, etc. Get the money and get the F. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Federal Reserve maintains rates amid rising inflation and growth concerns. The Federal Reserve is elected to keep its current rate level. Going 3 consecutive meetings without changing it, Jerome Powell made the move in a press conference briefing on Wednesday and explained that the economy's uncertainty, fueled by unresolved trade conflicts and high inflation, has shaped the central bank's pair of odds approach. The Fed's choice is consistent with the twin mandate of pressing for the most significant employment and stabilizing prices. Powell stressed that the current economic environment resulting from disrupted global trade and domestic policy shifts needed a cautious and patient response. He observed that though inflation is still a bit too high, slowing economic growth and labor market worries make additional cuts premature at this point. The outlook for the Fed's economy continues to be hampered by trade tensions, especially those from the U.S., which are resulting from its current tariff gameplay. Powell noted that the surges in prices due to the tariffs increases are leading to uncertainty in investment and spending decisions. He decided that the Federal Reserve needs time to learn the effects of the emerging developments on other economic indicators. The Fed's decision to keep rates steady signals a wait-and-see attitude, with more time allocated to studying the impacts of current trade measures on inflation. Consumer confidence and labor market performance given that higher prices are already affecting some sectors, and consumer demands are signaling a slowdown. The central bank would rather not make the mistake of adjusting rates too early, which would shock the economy again. The Fed acknowledged increasing fears of stagflation, where inflation is high while the economy isn't growing. While Powell is not in any way prophesizing stagflation, he admitted that inflation risks being accompanied by an increase in unemployment and has now become a part of the Fed's assessment structure. This recognition implies the central bank will plan for various scenarios in the next few months. The announcement's response in the financial markets was cautious. Investors seemed to have read the mind of an investor, but when Powell explained the uncertainty and risk, the market volatility rose slightly. Yeah, the market pumped it up You got to pump it up. Let's go look at what happened with Verasity, guys. So here's the speculation across the board. So I asked Grok, what happened? Why did Verasity crash today? So based on the posts found on X, the utility token on the Ethereum blockchain, Verasity, it crashed today. According to information, delisting from OKX happened today, and liquidation event. Verasity token was delisted from futures trading on OKX. Futures trade. Who cares about futures trading? It's spot trading that matters. A major cryptocurrency exchange, this delisting triggered a massive liquidation of leveraged long positions. Well, if there was a bunch of longs that got liquidated, there's your crash right there. That's what happened. You had a long squeeze, right? Massive liquidation caused a flash crash in Verasity. It wasn't a rug pull. Some whale activity. Some posts on X suggest that large holders capitalized on the liquidation event to sell at higher prices. So, and then on top of that, whales sold all of their Verasity so that they could buy back in at the bottom again because they saw this liquidation coming, right? So leverage reductions also on KuCoin happened, and market sentiment, people panic selling. So it was kind of a domino effect. So no, Verasity did not rug pull. It's a cascade effect of, it started with a massive long squeeze liquidating all the longs. So that's where it started anyways. So to answer your question, Verasity did not rug pull. I know there's so many see, that's the problem. So many people out there use terms like rug pull and they don't even know what it means, but they're using it, and it's like, it's almost insulting, right? It's like, if you're going to be in crypto, at least learn what you're saying at least learn what you're saying means. Like, learn what it means if you're going to say it, right? So, yeah. Any chatter on what AI narrative is next on? No, next on deck. Honestly, man, not really. I mean, you got some great ones. You got, Cookie's fantastic, in my opinion. I love Cookie. But, yeah, so anyway, guys, let's go have another look over at the Bitcoin chart. Looking good, climbing back up, almost $103,000 again. But listen, I got some one-on-one coaching calls I got to do over on the Patreon, guys. I am super jacked up about 3 of the gems that we have over there. I've dropped 2 already this week. I'm dropping the 3rd one before the weekend is out. So get over there, guys. Get in early on these plays. Small cap projects, going to do absolutely fantastic. I'm super excited about it. You should be excited about it. Get in early on these projects, guys. We're live over there every single day, and you can come aboard and book your one-on-one coaching calls with me as well. They're free as a Patreon member. So come on, book your one-on-one coaching calls. Let's get you pointed in the right direction. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.